Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into the very first episode of the next build series here on the channel. We have Building Raxus from Star Wars The Bad Batch over on Disney Plus. Guys, I'm so excited to bring you episode 1 of this build series. I spent time planning meticulously about this project, making sure it's something that I am just motivated and excited to begin, and of course that is what we're going to be jumping on into today's video. So before we get any further, drop a like down below, make sure you subscribe with the bell icon on, guys. You're not going to want to miss any of these videos. You of course can follow me on my Instagram for also some more behind the scenes as this mock progresses. We're going to be talking a lot about the mock, what we're going to be doing, the timeline, everything like that coming up in week 1 of today's video. Two quick things. Number one, guys, my channel members will actually have early access to these videos every single week. The Builders Club, that is the membership here on the channel. If you guys want to go ahead and join, you'll get exclusive access to seeing these videos, this one right here, earlier before anybody else. You'll also be able to see some behind the scenes work of the channel and the mock in my community posts here on YouTube. You also get access to an exclusive Discord where we have monthly member calls. In fact, this November 18th, I'm having my monthly member call for all my members here on the channel. I'm going to be building Raxus privately on a Discord call with all the members. It's going to be so much fun. So if you guys want to join and get exclusive early access and awesome perks, you guys can click the join button down below if you're on a computer or a laptop. I'll leave a link down below as well. You guys click that to join the memberships. There are 2 tiers, so whichever one is most comfortable for you. I really appreciate you guys supporting me here on the channel. Now, you guys know when it comes to building mocks, parts are the most important, and no matter how many parts I have, I always seem to be wanting more, and that is why I'm happy to announce that the Spricklink store, Brickzz, has hopped on board for a couple of sponsored episodes for the Building Raxus in LEGO series. Brickzz is my favorite Bricklink store of all time. They have such a huge inventory, and whatever I need, whether I'm building a specific model or a mock, I jump over to their Bricklink store. You guys can actually go ahead and check out the links down below in the description, and thanks to Brickzz, we got a giveaway. That's right, a giveaway here. We are giving away a brand new sealed 501st Clone Legion Troopers Battle Pack set number 75280. This is an international giveaway, so anyone can win if you're watching this video. You only have to do 3 things. Number 1 is drop a like and subscribe here on the channel. Number 2 is comment down below. That's how I'm going to find you if you guys win. And number 3, you have to go to the Brickzz Bricklink store. If you guys don't have a Bricklink account, make one. I'll leave a link down below to the store. Go check out their huge selection of product. If you guys go ahead and order from Brickzz, make sure you type BrickWiz in your order comments. I'll throw in a little extra something for you guys. But a huge thanks to Brickzz. I absolutely love Heather and everyone at the team over there. So huge thanks. I'm so happy to have them on board for a couple episodes here for Building Raxus. So with that all out of the way, guys, what the heck is Raxus? Well, Raxus admittedly isn't that large of a plot line in the Bad Batch, but when I saw the scene, when I saw the world and the events unfolding in episode 10 of the Bad Batch, which is what the mock will be inspired by, I immediately was drawn to it, and you know what? I'm going to build what I want to, even if it's a little bit obscure. So Raxus is a planet that was previously under Separatist control. Of course, as the fall of the Clone Wars happened, the Empire took over, and it quickly succumbs to Imperial occupation. There's this amazing scene where the ATTE start moving in on the huge crowd while the Prime Minister is giving his speech, of course, being coerced by the Imperial officers, and that is the exact scene that we are going to be recreating, as you saw in the intro to this video. So again, it's a little bit obscure. There's not like a huge battle. It's more so a diorama slash scene that depicts one of my favorite time periods of Star Wars, which is the rise of the early Empire, the fall of the Republic, and I cannot wait to dive on into this build. And I've actually been hard at work doing my homework on making a very detailed plan. You might not be able to see it, but I'll show you guys in a little bit about everything that we're going to be building, and it's going to be really fun. So if you guys are excited, drop a like down below. Let's go ahead and jump on into week 1 of building Raxus in LEGO. So obviously there is a ton of real estate we have to work with for Raxus. For reference, guys, we're actually going to be building the same size as my Fort Anaxis mock. So it's 4 gray base plates by 6 going forward. We don't have enough gray base plates, so I did actually manage to use these 32 by 32 dark bluish gray plates. But again, it pretty much does the same exact thing. So there is a lot of room, and I bet you're thinking, holy crap, this is going to be a pretty big mock, and you're absolutely right, but I think it's actually a little less involved than you might think. But first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the actual plans here. So I've spent quite a bit of time going through the different plans that I have for Raxus and the ideas. So I'm actually going to use different images from the episode itself, so as I'm talking, you guys can go along. So on the left side here, we have a completely shaded area, and this is going to be the hill or like the grassy knoll that you see in this image right here. Basically, the entire mock is going to be spanning with this giant walkway slash catway, and you also have this platform and then this palace. So the first side, the left side of the mock is going to be featuring this grassy knoll, and it's actually really cool because there's it's basically like a giant urban city center, but then in the middle of it there's just this huge circle with different trees. It has bushes, leaves, and also a really cool color of bright orange leaves too. So that is basically going to go in this entire section here. You can see it pretty much spans the majority of the first row of gray base plates. So it's going to be like a half circle starting here, going out a little bit, and then coming back in. I think actually adding this green is going to be really good for us because it's going to be a little bit of a different color, and it's not just going to be gray and tan and medium nougat. It's going to be like a little bit more of a lush color, which is obviously something we want. So that's going to be the first part. Probably what we're going to be working on for weeks 1 through 3 is just building that huge grass knoll. I think I have a decent amount of parts as well because I do have some left over from Endor and everything like that. So we have a good amount of pieces to get started, and tree leaves and stuff like that. Now you'll notice here we have 3 big boxes. These are all 3 ATTEs. Now the ATTE models are very big and they take up a lot of space. I tried to accurately represent that here on the grid. So we have 3 different ATTEs. One's basically going to be here, one near that orange brick, and then one here near that yellow brick. And they're all going to be facing towards the main faction of the build, which is going to be the palace. So we have 3 ATTEs. These are going to be the David Buchholz ATTEs from Brick Vault, but we're actually going to be custom coloring them to make them the Imperial versions, which is going to look so cool. So I'm really excited to get that going, which is going to be super fun. So again, we have the grassy knoll half circle here, ATTEs. We have 3 of them all pointing towards the middle point, which is probably going to be somewhere like around here. And then the last big structure is going to be the palace. Now, the palace is huge, and if I wanted to build every single part of it, I'd probably have to triple or quadruple the size of this mock. So obviously that's just not possible. So we're going to be building basically what is the first half circle part of the palace. Here's a pretty good picture for you guys to get a good idea of what I'm talking about. The palace is huge, it's tall, but it's also very beautiful. It has like light bluish gray and different dark bluish gray accents, but then there's also some blue windows, which is going to be really cool if we're doing any light up bricks, which I do want to include in the mock. Now this is going to be obviously a little bigger than the grassy knoll, so it's expected probably to start around here in a half circle and then leading up to about the middle point here. So it's going to be definitely a larger building. I'm going to try and build an interior as well, which is going to be pretty exciting because we don't know too much about it. But then, of course, there is other things on it, such as the columns and the balcony where the Prime Minister gives his speech, and he's also being, forced by the Imperial officers and everything like that. And that's going to be the main scene. But the idea is to have that big porch, that big awning somewhere over here, going to be fairly high. You're going to have a sea and a crowd of people. I mean, we're talking at least 100 to 150 just random fig barfed civilians, and then obviously you're going to have all the ATTEs with the crowd, and they're all going to be looking at this giant porch that is where the speech is being given. That's going to be the idea. So again, if we take a step back here, we're going to have the grassy knoll around here, like a half circle with very tall trees. We're going to have the ATTEs in the crowd, and then the road and everything like that, which we'll get to in a second. And then we're going to have the giant palace somewhere where the dark bluish gray plates are. We're going to have the awning and the porch and everything like that. So that's a very rough idea of what we're going with. Now, the majority of the flooring for Raxus is primarily made up of 3 different colors. And we're going to be using snot, which is a technique that stands for snot, studs, knot on top. It's going to be basically tan, medium nougat, and then strips of white. And here's a good picture for you guys to get an idea of what we're talking about here. So there's going to be that giant road going pretty much everywhere throughout between the palace and the grassy knoll. It's going to be all snot, which is going to be a lot. And I actually have a decent amount of medium nougat bricks, which is good. I have some good tan ones left over from Kessel, so this should make a pretty good dent in it. I don't think it's going to last us forever, but we'll just have to wait and see what this actually ends up being for us in terms of how much it gets done. So that's going to be something interesting that we will come across when the time comes for the build series. But basically, between the grassy knoll, between the palace and the flooring of the ATTEs and the columns and everything like that is going to be snot. It's going to be basically medium nougat and tan bricks with some white, which I think is going to contrast really nice. And one of my favorite parts about building Raxus, or the plan to build Raxus, is the fact that there's actually a lot of colors. There's going to be the green, there's going to be the brown trees, the bright orange leaves. We're going to have the tan, the medium nougat flooring. We're going to have the gray palace with the blue lights. We're going to have the ATTEs and the crowd of people. Like, this is just going to be a fun mock to see. And again, it's not a battle. It's not like there's a huge raging battle going on here. Of course, the Bad Batch does make an appearance, and I think we're going to Easter egg the Bad Batch somewhere in the mock for when we finish it. But the Bad Batch is actually not the main focus of it. We're going to have them hidden somewhere. I might build like an Imperial gunship, maybe do like a small chase scene or something like that. But again, the main focus is going to be that scene with the crowd, with the ATTs, you know, showing the force of the early Empire, forcing themselves onto different planets in the universe for Star Wars. Like, that is what we are definitely going for. So again, that is the idea. And then the last thing, I think we have these little dots here and this platform. So the platform is actually going to be the area below the balcony. There's actually like a little dark bluish gray, I don't even know what it's called, but it comes out into the crowd a little bit. So that is what's going to be there. And then along these lines here, this is going to be the main white strips going across. And then there's also these little circles. And these circles are actually little statues, which you guys might have seen in the opening intro sequence to this video and all other Raxus videos. There are these pretty sizable tan statues that go throughout the middle. It acts as like the road marking. So that's going to be super fun. But I think that's pretty much it for all of the designs. Again, week 1 through 3, excuse me, probably going to be the majority working on that hill, getting that hill right. The trees, guys, I want to have the trees go up to like at least here, which is definitely going to be a fairly large tree. So that's going to be super fun. I cannot wait. But yeah, that's pretty much all the plans I got for Raxus, guys. If there's something you think I should include or something you think that I should change up with my plans, definitely let me know. But I think these are the plans that we're going to be sticking with for a while. And the good thing is I have 2 ATTEs already, so we're just going to have to order parts for 1 more, which is definitely going to be expensive. But again, we'll talk more about that as the series progresses. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up all of my plans, guys. I hope that the different coloring of the base plates gives a little bit of a better visual for how large the palace is actually going to be compared to the road and stuff like that. But that is it for the planning segment of building Raxus, guys. Let's go ahead and head to the outro of today's video. So that's it, guys. It's been so long, I'm not gonna lie. When I was setting up the lighting and the cameras and getting in my build series mode for BrickWiz, memories, man. It's memories. I mean, there was an Axis, Kessel, Crate, obviously Endor. Didn't work out, but it feels so good to be making these videos again. And I gotta promise you guys, 1000%, I will be following through on Raxus. If I don't, I will delete my channel. That is just as simple as that. You can hold me to it. Raxus is something that called to me initially. It was a super fun scene that I thought would make for a lot of fun, for a little mini build series. Not mini, because it's going to be big, but I think it's going to be super fun. So if you guys are excited, drop a like. Let me know what you think of my mock selection. I know there are also some other mock series that are going to be starting in the next month or so from other channels, so of course stay tuned for that. But if you guys have any questions about what my plans are for Raxus, drop them down below. I want this to be a very inclusive experience for everyone. I want you guys to give me your thoughts, give me your feedback on what I'm going to be building. The good thing is I have a lot of parts to get a good jump start, which should give me a little bit of a buffer in terms of time, if you will, between me ordering parts and stuff like that. So I think we have a lot of stuff to get off to a good start. And obviously we have a lot of room to be filling up here, and it's definitely a daunting task, but I've separated it into sections. I think I know what I'm doing, so we're gonna have a super fun time getting back into the build series here on the channel. So let me know what you guys think of the plans and everything like that. Now, a couple of quick important reminders / information bits about Raxus. Raxus will be at Brick Fair, Virginia 2022. That is the convention I plan on attending with the mock. Chicago is up in the air. It's a little bit of a farther drive. If I'm done by then, I might take it there. I might not, but Brick Fair is definitely going to be happening. So at the very latest, I have to have this done by August, which is when Brick Fair takes place. Now, in terms of the consistency and frequency of episodes, we're going to be shooting for 1 episode a week. However, there is a small chance that throughout the holiday season, obviously I'm super busy at work and retail, so there is a chance we might be doing bi-weekly episodes for a teensy-weensy bit, but expect weekly episodes. I'm going to certainly try my hardest, but if there's a week where I don't have enough time to work on it, maybe I'll just chill back and do an extra live stream of building Raxus and go back for a bi-weekly episode, which I think is not too big of a deal, but I'm not expecting to be delaying this project, of course, unless anything else comes up. I'm going to try my best to make Raxus as modular as I can make it. I have a couple ideas, of course, when we start building different sections like the trees or like the ground snot or like the palace. Of course, I'll dive into what my thoughts are and how I'm going to build that, but the goal is obviously to make it as modular as I possibly can. And I think doing that for the palace is definitely going to be a little bit challenging, probably the biggest challenge I've had on the channel so far. But the point is, I guess I've spent a lot of time obviously planning out this project. perfect. I mean, I've known for a while Raxus was my next decision. I've known that honestly since the end of Brick Fair in the first week of August. So obviously it's November. It's been a very long time since then. So I've spent time planning it, making sure I have all the resources, the time, the planning, the details, the files, everything like that. So I am fully expected to go full steam ahead with this project. So if you guys are excited, like I said, drop a like. But it feels good to be back with the mock build series, guys. I'm going to try and do at least 1 or 2 live streams every single week of me working on Raxus with you guys. So you can expect all those build streams coming back. I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you later on this week with some other videos. Catch you later. Take it easy. Peace.